Uh, so what I was saying was that we all have been searching for something in our lives, and we all have been on this perennial search. That's why we are here together today. And we've been to masters, we've read books, we've attended online sessions, seen YouTube videos, and so on our search. It's been like an eternal quest of man to experience something that we don't know what it is. We are in search of something which we feel is an inward journey, but for some reason or the other, we're just not able to reach there. And we don't even know what it is really and what this experience is about. So I was fortunate that in this journey, I also had a quest like all of you, and but I had an amazing master, and he was incredible in the sense that he made things extremely simple. And I'm talking of my Baba, Sathya Sai Baba, and he had this incredible lightness about him, and he could make the most complicated topic appear so simple. And I happened to, I don't think I happened to, but I got to know about him, and you get to know about him only when he wants that you should get to know about him. But when I went to him, I just fell in love with him. As Teresa said, I fell in love with my master. So even till this date, I am not a devotee of his. I remain an ardent lover of my Guru. And my Guru just presented me with this one idea. From the first day he set eyes on me, he said, "You and I are one." And he blessed me on that. And I took my time to take him as my Guru. But once I did, there was no looking back, because when the master says that you're one, then who am I to say that it is not true? And only because my master had said it, and I absolutely loved my master, I never ever questioned it. Never ever questioned it. And I think I became one with him. And at every point, I would say, I would actually test him. Every time I was in a situation, I would say, "But hey, hold on, we are one." So, yeah. So that means I didn't say you take over. I never said, "Baba, I'm in a problem, you take over." I never said that. I said, "We are one," right? So, which means that I can do anything. And I said, "Okay, it's a good time to check." And every time I tested that, it always happened. And every time it happened, I thought it's a fluke. That it's like you're asking for something and it happens, and you say, "Oh, it's a coincidence," right? And you say, "Oh, uh, it's a serendipity," right? We have these funny English words which we have made to explain what cannot be explained. But I thought, no, there's an explanation to this. And what's the explanation? There's an explanation. Explanation is that I'm one with the consciousness. My Guru is nothing but the eternal consciousness. And when he has said that he and I are one, that means all that the consciousness is, I also am. And so slowly it started to sink in. Every time this happened, and every time I would come back into this awareness, and if that awareness would come when I was pushed in a corner, difficult, hard times, challenges, because otherwise you don't remember neither the Guru nor because you're having good times. It's only when you're pushed in a corner and you think either all this so-called cultivated uh, image that you have about yourself is going to either come crumbling down, or you got to do something. And every time there was help at hand, not from an outside source, not from a prayer, but from this understanding that the master had said that there is oneness. And I would just tap into that oneness without any doubt. without any doubt, because the problem is we doubt. The problem is the master, the teacher is standing in front of us and is saying things to us, and we keep arguing. And we keep saying, how is that possible? Right? And the master keeps looking at us and says, what more can I do? I've been standing and shouting for 80 odd years and telling them, I am God, you are also God. The only difference is that I know I am God, you do not know you're God. But how can we say that we do not know that we are God? Because He's been telling us you're God. So I don't think it is true that we can say that I am not God. That's untrue. I know I am God, but I'm not accepted that I am God. That's our problem. I have, I believe, if you believe in any master, Satya Sai Baba is just a name. You take any name, whoever is your master. The reason why you're not having experience is because you don't believe in your master. If you call them a master and you don't follow what the master says, then what good is that master and what good is you as a follower? Either either the master is not good or the follower is not good. There is a problem there. Because the path is very simple. Actually, it's so ridiculously simple, as we, now most of the people in our group are experiencing it. That what has kept us away from the experience is that we just don't believe that it can be so simple. What we have been searching for eternally, what we have been on a quest, what we think is so difficult, every master has made it so complex and difficult. Everybody tried to either put a mantra around it, or some breathing exercise around it, or some yoga asanas around it, or some complicated, you have to read this 1,000 pages, then only you can understand. But actually, it's none of it. How can I discover myself by, making things complicated? And therefore, if you look at our own lives, our lives are so complicated. I was actually laughing with Philippa today, and she was trying to show me today, that for making salad here, there is a salad box. And she was showing it to me so proudly. See how beautiful, in this you can put the salad and then you can wash it, and, everything comes out so nice. I laughed at her and I said, this is the problem with your country. Yeah, that's why your houses and your kitchens are full and overflowing with things. Because you have a thing for everything. You're not using your mind and ingenuity in anything. And you're just making things, in trying to make yourself lazy, you're making things complicated. And my master's words keep coming back to me, and I have been telling this to everybody, that less is more. If you actually have less, there is so much more that you can create out of it. And the human ingenuity comes out. But what do? We keep filling up, we keep filling up, we keep filling up. Actually, we have gone completely against the principles of life in the name of modernity, comfort, and whatever else, crazy, concepts we have kept in our head. And therefore, life has become very complex. Actually, it's not an easy life. It's a very complex life. Life can be very simple and easy, as Teresa found out when she, in her heart, she took that invitation to come. She just jumped for no rhyme or reason. She didn't understand why this voice was doing this magic to her. She just listened to her heart that day and not to her mind, because the mind, of course, in 27 days, how can you come to India on to a call of a person you've never seen before in your life? On the first call, on a Zoom call, he says, come when you come, right? But no mind was involved. She just listened because something happened to her for what she was waiting for since her childhood. And it happened. And she said, let's go. We'll see. She thought later on, I think, had she thought for a day more, she would have perhaps not come. But since she just took 3 hours to decide, I think that's why she was able to do it. Right? She went with her heart and not with her mind. And when we take that decision with our heart, when we take that plunge to go for something that calls us, which just feels right in that moment, and we feel so connected to that call, we know that we have taken the first step towards experience the truth of ourselves. Because in the name of safety, in the name of comfort, we have been locked in our homes and in our own world that we have created for ourselves. It's become a very comfortable fortress or a citadel which we have never been able to breach. And we keep doing the same things again and again. We have people here attending, Bhagavad Gita classes for the last 10 years. So what is this class doing to us? I would have run away by now with these classes. I've been so clear in my life. I'm not here to pass my time and to have a good time and to learn everything. No. In fact, this whole life is about unlearning. How much of knowledge we have been given by our society, by our parents, by our schools, by our religion. Everybody has been just trying to push things in us in the name of that this is one good information you should have. So, God, how complex life has become. And my job has been to whoever comes to me to say, please keep all your intelligence out. Please keep all your accomplishments out. Please, a lot of people come here in a few days. I've met people who just come here and just want to tell me how much they know. If you already know everything, why have you come to see me? Please don't, and that's our problem. We keep this pretense with us all the time that we know everything. And I found freedom in one sentence that liberated me. It says, I don't know. You ask me a question, most of the time my answer is, I don't know. Because why should I pretend to know when there are such smart people in this room who always keep pretending? All our lives we pretended that we know everything. Then if you know, why do we go for a satsang? Why do we go for a session? When we know everything. Let's be honest and say, I don't know. And actually, there is nothing to know at all. How can you get to know yourself? You don't need a qualification. You don't need to read a 500 pages book or a 1,000-page book to know yourself. If it was, then it is the biggest fraud that ever happened. It's a hoax, but we fall for it because everybody else has fallen for it. Our problem is we carry the curse of ignorance with us. This is the curse which got on to the people who got scared of Jesus, and they didn't know what it was. And what you don't know, what you do, you put it on a cross. And that has been our challenge. Instead of trying to say, oh, hold on, is life supposed to be that complicated? Is this going to be only full of struggle all the time? Or is there something else which is so, can it be made so simple? Can it be made something that we can clearly understand and relate to? And that is what my master did for me. And that is why I knew he was my master, because anybody who has the ability to make the complex easy and to present it to you so that a guy of my limited intelligence could understand it, I said, this is a master like none. There are other masters who, quote the scriptures, but he doesn't. He just tells me what I can understand. And I walked on that path. And he kept simply saying this, my life is my message. Let your life be my message. What does that mean? That I am living in front of you a life. I'm inspiring you to live that life. And by following my footsteps, you become like me. And so I thought, it is not the physical form that I have to run after. I have to imbibe what he's saying and live that in my life. And when that understanding came, that the master is not a form, neither a name, the master is the essence of the master's teachings. And in this case, the master's teachings were very simple. He said, love all, serve all. And he said that you are divine. And I have come to light the lamp of love in your heart. How simple is that? There was just no complexity at all. And I said, okay, if this is what it is, I'll follow him. And each time I followed him and I did something, there was a transformation that took place. And I challenged everything else that the organization was doing. I challenged everything that any other person said because it didn't agree with me. Anybody who made things complex, I said, sorry, that's not for me. And just because my master said that you and I are one, and I believed in him, I started to experience his presence all the time. And he would test me, he would push me into such uncomfortable places, and I would only say, it's not me, it's you. So if it is you, see, only one can exist, right? It can't be that I also and you also are existing at the same time. You said we are one, then that principle of oneness means that it's your presence because you are the all-pervasive consciousness. And the more I believed in it, so it was a question of only my belief, my lack of belief in my master. So, when we call ourselves as devotees, I laugh. Do we even have the right to call ourselves as a devotee? Because we are not devoted to anything that he says. We do what is easy to do, which does not require us to change. Therefore, seva becomes very easy. Go run and, do the errands. Right? Go and, sing bhajans. Because these are all outward things to be done. The real work he's asking is to go inside and do your work. That we say, okay, forget it. And therefore, we just keep running outside and outside and outside and outside and outside. And one day we get tired and we say, okay. Then as the Vedas say, okay, darling, not this time, next lifetime, it's okay. We'll wait patiently for you till the day you understand that it has nothing to do with what you're doing outside. Outside is just to prepare you to go inside. The truth is inside. Where are you looking for it outside of you? And that was the biggest thing he did for us when he left his body 10 years before what he had announced to us. It was only to help us to go within. But what did we do? We now started to worship the samadhi. We started to, now worship the photograph. And now we are running after that, right? We just kept going outward and outward. And we keep still looking for somebody else to come and, liberate us. I'm sorry. Hundreds of masters can surround you. But if you do not choose to help yourself, then nobody in this universe can help you. It's you and you alone. Because you and you alone exist in this universe, there is no second. There is nobody else in this universe other than you. Everybody else is just a reaction, reflection, and resound of your inner feelings. Yadbhavam tadbhavati. We manifest what is inside of us. We put blame on others. We use everybody as a scapegoat. We are so used to, having others. But the others are none other than a reflection of who you are. So when Teresa said that wherever I go, there's a red carpet rolled for me and everywhere consciousness waits, I've had the same experience as I came to London. I had these two fairies waiting for me at the airport. And ever since I've arrived, it's been a month today that I have been here. I think I've been treated like a royalty. I've been treated so beautifully. And everything has happened. Which part of the country we have not traveled or I'm not traveling to. And the kind of things we are doing, I don't think any being, limited being of consciousness can do the work that I have been given. Why am I able to do it? Because I'm one with that consciousness. Because I've never doubted that I am not the supreme consciousness. Right? Because I live like that. And everything happens for me. All beings come here. They come here for liberation. They come here to seek something. Because consciousness is here. And this consciousness is the only truth. It's the only reality. And there's no difference between you and me. Like Baba used to say, I say the same to all of you. There's no difference between you and me. You still have a doubt. And beyond doubt. You still are thinking, wow, it's easy for Bhaiya to say, it's easy for him to say, but my position is different. I have this. That's why I say the most troublesome word is but. But means the mind is trying to now rationalize, is trying to find escape route of not taking. We have not taken responsibility for our lives. We're still chickening out and running around. We are willing to get up at 3 in the morning, to help somebody, but we are not taking responsibility for our lives. If we had, then nothing could be more important in our lives than this moment, which holds a seed of liberation right now. But we still have errands to run, places to go to, appointments to have, excuses to make. Who are we running away from? Why are we not keen for experiencing our truth? Is a question that only you can answer for yourselves. The day we are really interested in it, the day we make up our mind that enough is enough of running around, I really want it, I assure you that is the day you will have it. But you have to come to a point where all your excuses have ended, all your errands have been run, and all your appointments have been cleared. That day when you take the responsibility that I want it and I am willing to do what it takes, then it happens. That is the day the consciousness waits. But till then, I'm a busy man. I have lots to do. Yeah. And this life goes on, and from one session to another session to such gatherings. We eat, we drink, we'll have chocolates, we'll eat some good food. And after that, we'll gossip and we're happy. So how are you? Where have you come from? We'll have that conversation. But is this really what we are looking for? Or we are looking for being in this light that I am. And this is what my guru kept saying. He perhaps was one of the most followed gurus. He had some close to about 100 million people following him all over the world, not just India. Yeah. And you know what he used to say? I saw him crying, and that brought tears in my eyes. He said, there are not more than so many people who actually have come to take what I have come to give. Everybody wants something from me, but nobody wants what I have come to give. Just imagine his plight. And he used to call him God. Shame on us. Absolutely shameless people. We call him God, and we are just happy with all that. And how crazy we get when Vibhuti comes in our homes, or something miracle happens, and we run like kids, and everybody goes. That day we will take a leave also to go and see Vibhuti and get it. Our lives are about to end. We are in the most beautiful time of. This is the most beautiful time of consciousness, where the whole world is going towards the golden age, and all we look after is these small trinkets. Just imagine, what kids, and we say we are grown-ups. So it's amazing that we still haven't understood that what we are looking for. And if we have understood, then what have we done so far to actually come closer to it, to actually ask your guru that this is my right and I want it. I do not want anything else. I do not seek anything else. Why am I wasting my time on this planet? But people think sitting here, talking here is a waste of time. That is how this world has conditioned us. That we do not have to feel guilty of spending 2 hours in a session. We are not being productive. So I'm making all of you an invitation today that if you, the day you decide, the day you fulfill your bucket list of all the things that you want to do, and the day you are ready to commit yourself to experience your truth, I, on behalf of consciousness, am telling you, I'll be there to help you to go there. Till then, there's one more talk and one more session and one more energetic experience that we'll get. And it's good entertainment. There have been incredible experiences with beings of various dimensions and the work that's happening. So, while we are still caught up in our errands, there is actually a big work happening to shift the consciousness across the planet. And that work is happening. And we are waiting that hopefully one day we will get that light. But I can tell you that even if you are in the light and you don't, you see, how does a handshake take place? With two people, right? So if I am sitting all around you to tell you that I am willing to do something, but if you don't come forward and grab the hand, yeah, this energy is all around us. Remember, the all-pervading consciousness is around us all the time. It's in us, around us all the time, but we're just not aware of it. We are not making the contract with it. We're not signing a deal with it, and it's around us. It's like you know fish swimming in the ocean. It's swimming in the water. Water is all around it, but it's not aware of it, how special this water is. So, because we lack this experience, and right, it's pure consciousness, this love coming in. This energy has started. And as I said, that because we are so lazy to take responsibility, this consciousness is willing to do this work. But are you ready? Do you really want it? So what we'll do is we'll have a little experiential session just to tell you what is the state of that one consciousness. What does it feel when we say that we are one with God or one with the Creator, or what is our truth? So if we can experience what it means, what peace and love comes, and if that can be experienced by all of you and people sitting all across the world, then it must be something very real. Yeah, shall we go for that experience?